be a level logging. Lot of effort, lot of resources that are required in order to support that. So pay attention to this and adjust this only if you're finding that you're experiencing problems. If you do need or if your environment starts getting very large, or if you have a larger number of administrators that are coming in, you may need to increase the number of database connections between vCenter and its database. And you may also desire to call your tasks and events from your database. Good idea generally, because these tasks, unless you are under audit control and your auditors are going to want to see these forever, calling these just shrinks the database. Now there are two other settings down here. We've seen these before, the SSL settings and the advanced settings item down here. You probably aren't going to change that much in this advanced settings screen. I mean, if somebody tells you to, if somebody over at the VMware, if their tech support instructs you to do this, or if you read something online that may make sense for what you need to do, you might adjust this. I really doubt it, though. What I do want to take a look at or show you is this whole notion of tasks and events, and really how it relates to scheduled tasks. Throughout this whole series, right, we've been enacting change in this vCenter environment. When we enact change, well, each time we click on something, that generates a task, and then an event is something that's kicked back at us as something that occurs. Now, you can see these things. If we go back here to tasks and events, here are the tasks that were accomplished. I turned on fault tolerance. I started fault tolerance. I powered on a VM, these sorts of things. And here are the details associated with that view. And there are some events that can occur here that relate to, well, what happened as we were going about doing those things. So there are tasks and there are events. But what is kind of buried in this screen here is this whole scheduled task link up here in the upper right. Remember, a task is any time I click on something, and an event is anything that happens perhaps as a result of it or perhaps not. But there comes the time sometimes when I may actually want to schedule a task for execution at some point in the future. Okay, here are three that are here by default based off of the things we've done thus far. Schedule compliance check for the profile, update manager, update download, the check notification here. And if I want, I can adjust some of the settings here for these items by adjusting what's the start time and when do I want it to run. Very simple. No different here than how you've been dealing with scheduled tasks in, for example, Windows. Now, if I want to create a new one here, you'll see that there's a fairly limited list of the things that we can do. Remediate, scan for updates, create a snapshot of the VM, add a host. So let's say, I don't know, you want to one day change the VM power state on a VM. And you know that you want to do it at 11 p.m. tonight. Well, you can go through here with these tasks and identify what you want to do. I want to power off this VM, and I want to give it a task name of power me down. And I want to do it one time. I want to do it later tonight at 11 p.m. Done. Also want to notify myself by sending an email to a following address when the task is complete with all the status information. So all that this is a mechanism for you to push stuff into the future, different actions that you want to